Hey y'all. I decided I was sitting here anyway, so we might as well just get going because I'm on a time crunch anyways. So we're going to get through this. If you don't know what we're talking about today, we are going to review Uni-doxx kick stream from last night where he has the audacity to say a whole lot and talking about his infamous skills once again. So we're not going to waste any time. Let's just get going and get right to it.
You're beautiful but unsatisfied since day one. You were getting teased and it scarred you when you were young. Now you're getting older and you've been on the grind. Your paper off the scale so you feel like it's time. So you got a nose job, that's the primary thing. People tease you as a kid and for some reason you hit. Always into high fashion, girl, you heavy like lead. Liposuction out your shell like a chicken and egg. Feeling confident but now you're becoming obsessed. First your nose, then your weight, now your butt and your breast. It's a vanity fair, cosmetic overdose. Fiending for a next operation like it was dope. Now you feel the need to skin pill, your skin's no good. But if those around you were real, they'll tell you the truth. Just because you spending thousands, that don't make it alright. Had one problem, now it's many going under the knife. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on. Vanity Fair, yeah. Changing one or two things cool, girl, do you? Do you wanna be beautiful and look like you? Or do you wanna look like someone you saw in a magazine or video, but not in the raw? I like nice shaped bodies, bikinis Brazilian, but too much of anything just isn't appealing. Some people spend a lifetime, even a million. No grace like those unhappy with chilling. A girl with a big butt, big lips, small hips is what we all love to see, and men dream about this. There is nothing wrong with getting something broken fixed. Some women get a breast job cause cancer assists. Some women want to please their man and insist. And a woman really loves you if she wants to do this. But abuse ain't the same as intention was cared. So be careful of the drug called the Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, facelines, looking your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. I said your lips, breasts, butt, legs, waist, hips, nose and chest, waistline, faceline, look at your best. Do it like the rest, Vanity Fair. Come on.
Hey y'all. Okay. Happy Monday, first of all. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Thank you, KB and Susan, for becoming members. I will play the Cabana song here shortly. I will not forget. Thankfully, they made a feature that gives us that information now. Hey, Outlaw Trucker, Brittany, Helen, Grandma Sherry, Good Gumby, Mimi of 8, Cool Gamer, Zoya, Angel, Was That Justice, Shannon, Fireside. I had to do it for old time's sake. Freeside, I called you Fireside for months on end, like months. And then I finally looked at it one day and I'm like, oh, what an idiot am I? Hey, Marie, Periwinkle, and you just went along with it the entire time. I always crack up about that. Periwinkle, Amanda. Oh, you got a notification this time? Good. They're working again. Revival, Brianna, Trap Mafia, Trauma Punks, Tazzy, Sienna. I hope I'm saying that right. Lady Pants, The Truth Will Always Come Out, Kitten Claws, Liza. Oh, thank you. I like this top. It's flowy. Hey, T. All right, y'all. There's so much popping off right now. It's like crazy. So we're going to touch a little bit in regards to this lawsuit that Betty filed, but I'm not going to read through the documents and all that stuff. That's not what I'm doing. So if you want to see that, down the rabbit hole news just covered it. She did a good breakdown of it. It's like 113 pages long. Queen hasn't even seen it yet. There's a lot here and there with that. Hey, Cheesy Weezy. Hey, Petunia. So we're not going to really get into that yet. I'm pulling out some of my old clips, though, and we're going to go through those. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Starry Night. Because let me just tell you, I found some wonderful clips of BHB from months ago that I don't really ever cover her, but I figured it's time to remind everybody who she really is. But today, we're going to be tortured with the wonderful Uni-doxx. Oh, by the way, before I get going, I just have to say this because I'm going to have to clip it and show her because she always wants to be YouTube famous. My youngest one turned 13 today, and she is like over the moon. She's at center, but she is so excited. So happy birthday, kiddo. She always is like, oh, you're the youth. She's goofy as hell. Anyways, so we're celebrating a birthday today, and tomorrow, I will share this with you guys also. Tomorrow officially marks 8 years of the girls being with me. So 8 years ago, this has been one hell of a journey for 8 years and has taught me so much about life and people in general. And that's why I have such little tolerance for the bullshit out here. So it's a big week. It was Father's Day, birthday, and then anniversary of a huge day for them. So anyways, enough about that. We're going to discuss Uni-doxx. First of all, Uni, do you want to wear my skin or something? Like, I don't know what's going on here, dude, but it's getting creepier and creepier by the day because your service dog, an emotional support dog, which great. If you get it registered as a service dog, more power to you. I think animals are a wonderful thing, and I'm here for it, especially our veterans who actually suffered through a lot of PTSD and trauma. I think service animals are wonderful. But see that little buddy over there? Are you going to name yours Dexter too? Yeah. He's a miniature Australian Shepherd. Just kind of a little creepy when you see everything just kind of mirroring your life. And you're like, okay. And the blue eyes, like, that's a little weird. I mean, hey, okay. Anyways, we're going to discuss, hey, Beer Can. I got to be petty right off the bat. Hey, Karen. If I missed anybody else, yes, thank you guys for all the happy birthdays. It's a big thing for her. So she'll get to see the comments, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Revival. It's a big day. It's a really big day. I think she was more excited about remembering that. That's the one thing she can remember because it was after her birthday. So anyways, hey, Stifler's mom. All right. Shannon's, all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Okay. So let's talk about this mess over here. I don't even know. This mofo, I tell you what. Okay, so those of you guys that don't know, Uni-doxx, whatever you call him, I've been doing a series, which I'm almost done with part 7. But that I just got a lot going on the next couple days. So probably a Wednesday drop on that for part 7. And it's insane because we finally get to the letter and it goes back and forth. I clipped 3 pages of clips in to like actually tell you what he said compared to what he claimed when he was on panel. So it's a little bit of it's a jumpy one, but it's good. Last night, he came live on YouTube and showed off his quote unquote service dog. Again, I'm not being disrespectful. It is what it is. At least he's got something attractive to look at on screen. Good call, buddy. But then he got off YouTube and ran over to Kick. Uni on Kick is a whole nother element. I don't know what he tries to pretend on YouTube for because he has a different persona depending on where he goes. And I still don't have, just so you guys know, you don't have to have a Kick account to see any of this stuff. You can just watch it. You don't have to download the app. You don't have to have an account. You don't nothing. I did download this one, but we're just going to hop into it. So he goes live last night. And he had a lot.
Move the patch chat in. So give me about.
I'm going to mute him for a second while he's just getting through his chat and whining and crying. But he says a lot of stuff in regards to this lawsuit. Now, it started in his chat. He acted like he hadn't heard about it. You know he did. But he acts like he's just hearing about this. But his chat tells him that JLR is the one that's suing. Let's get into it. Unfortunately.
Pretty cool to just sit with us and relax while we're streaming. See him right now. He might be being Rachel, so we'll get him there.
Stella Bella.
Okay, now let me see here.
Hey, Fit and Kirby and #1 fan. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday.
Yeah, he's got the bluest puppy eyes I've ever seen in my life. And I guess that's like common for that breed.
Yeah. Miniature
Well, not
Australian Shepherd.
common.
Yep.
So I think that breed, what I read, is that they can have so they can have yellow eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, and blue eyes. So I got really lucky having a puppy with blue eyes. Okay. What channel actions? Follower only chat 1 minute.
Okay, I'm muting him again because I ain't alive. He had to take the filter off. Here's another thing that's hysterical. I didn't know that Uni uses filters. He had to take his filter off when he showed the puppy on YouTube because he's like, I have a filter added. I'm like, dude, why you got a filter? I mean, to each their own. I have a lot of friends that are filter queens. I just don't filter anything. And I thought it was hysterical. Yeah, he had to get married to Rachel too. And he had to get this puppy. I mean, everything. Skipped my Lou mothership. Hey, y'all. CK Warhola. Nada. Good to see you guys. All right. He's going to get to it soon. That's the one thing I don't like on these loads is the speed up isn't the best.
Is that he will be trained as a service dog, and they're calling him that. So somebody said, it's not a service dog, it's an emotional support dog or something.
It's not a service dog until you have the paperwork. Until you have the paperwork, they're called emotional support dogs. Until they are actually registered as a service animal, they're not called a service animal. They have to go through training and be registered as one. Okay.
Well, if that's what they start calling it, then I'll say that. But until they do, I'm just going to go with what they've been calling the dog. So, Ooh, why do we have the Book of Demons on my... Oh, that's because I downloaded it. Oh, yeah. We might play that.
The Book of Demons? Do you have a mirror, you mean? I mean...
It's like a Diablo.
If you missed the drops I did over the weekend, buckle up. Because if you think those are wild, there is many more of where those came from. He has done a lot on this platform for 8 years. And some of it is like so mind-blowing and dumb. It's entertainment at its finest, though.
Kind of like game, but we've got Diablo, so I don't even need to worry about that. Oh, shoot. Chat paused for scrolling.
He's got
Hey, our top. Hey, Doc. Hey, Kelly. Sorry, I'm trying to get started here. Yeah. So, just so you know, I'll talk about it over here, the most minor detail. I'll give the most.
But don't they have to go through, I shouldn't say register. Don't they have to be certified and complete the courses to get their service dog registry? You don't have to register them. Once they complete it, it's registered already through their completion. But those websites online are really ridiculous. Anyways, but you have to complete a course. It's not just, you don't just get to call them that and slap the vest on. There's actual training that they have to go through, correct?
Minor details over here.
And crazy part is I actually in Ohio is where I had a doctor who I could have gotten one through. They're so expensive though. Cardiac service dogs are extremely expensive.
So everybody knows.
You can sell,
but I got recommended a video from Julie Virgo.
That's new. Whoa.
And it said something to the effect like, Uni did this thing. And I hadn't done that thing. I hadn't done anything, right? So it's literally a lie. It's a straight lie, her title and what she's saying. And she's just doing what exactly people.
So it's a straight lie saying what she's saying, but he won't even tell people what she's actually saying. Like, this is how Uni gets around shit.
Told me that Julie does and what she was doing, which is trying to get some drama. Like, she was.
Oh, everybody else is seeking drama. You guys remember when y'all sat on stream and said I was the one looking for a back and forth and drama? Oh, come on now.
Telling people that all this garbage. She hadn't even talked to me. She hadn't even tried to talk to me.
Oh my God. And
she hadn't talked to me. And so, I had just said in the last time I streamed that I would still talk to her at some point. So like, I'm done. I'm done with it. Nobody is trying to get to the truth. Everybody just wants to act as if they're right when they're not right. And they won't address the issues. So
you've got 6 videos addressing the issues, but the interesting, he'll actually admit to knowing what my problem and what I said months ago.
I haven't heard anything about anybody.
Lies.
And I've been making it that way on purpose. But if you want to tell me, I'd love for you to.
You can self-train that?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about anybody, and I'm not gonna hear anything. Well, other than what you guys tell me. But unless I kick somebody, like if somebody starts some drama and I kick them, I'll just ignore them. But
that puppy couldn't be trained yet. And he actually says that the puppy was going to start training through the VA or something. That's here nor there. You know, good for him if it gets trained as anyway, an emotional service dog or a service animal, whatever you want to call them, I think are a wonderful thing. I am all for that. There is no knocking that. I just have to say it's really cringe that anyways. And Australian Shepherds are like cattle dogs. Yeah, they can be service dogs, but that's not a typical, I mean, emotional support. Yeah, absolutely. But anyways, here nor there.
Uni-doxx can tell me anything you'd like.
Anytime I do tell people like my experience and why I know certain things I know, I get called a know-it-all, or I think I'm better than everybody. So some of these topics, I just got to stick to the whole. Okay, let's go.
But yeah, I'm just done. I'm just done with it. And these people are literally.
No, I did not. Thank you so much. I just switched over. Thank you, Fit and Curvy. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. I will make sure she gets to spend it. I will make sure they don't let me forget.
Baby, 'cause I'm a thug.
Thank you again. Sorry, I was on the other screen. Yeah. Australian Shepherds, they're really high strung. I mean, you can't tell from this one because he is lazy as all get out, but he's older too.
They're just like a self-fulfilling prophecy. In a nutshell, she's being sued by JLR. No.
Look at how excited he is. He is loving this. He is so excited already, but it gets even better.
Oh, wait. And I wonder, is the whole community going to call her a liar and attack her for it?
Why would we call her a liar and attack her for it? She didn't lie about anything. She wasn't the one that announced that this was happening. That was Dolly. So why would we call her a liar and attack her? First of all, you haven't gotten called a liar and attacked over the lawsuit that JLR filed against you. And plus it's BHB. It's not JLR anyways, but you don't get that point until way later. Your chat kind of corrects it way later. Again, this is coming from his chat, who he reads their comments and spews them as fact, as we've seen. The Purge, as we've seen so many things. Uni doesn't care to correct himself. He gets excited and goes ape shit about this.
Karma, y'all. There's that karma floating by. There's that karma.
So he thinks it's karma that Queen Bee and Heels in the Air are getting sued by BHB, not JLR, but that's karma.
There's that karma. You see, frivolous lawsuits. Frivolous. These aren't things that people should be supporting. They are not things people should be causing petty drama around.
Nobody's talking about your lawsuit, dumbass. Like, nobody has even really cared to talk about the lawsuit yet because we find it laughable. Nobody's defended JLR in the lawsuit. You walked yourself into it, unfortunately, and you continue to refuse to take accountability or even be truthful with anybody. There is a big difference here, Uni.
Right? You know, it's like, remember what I said, how like you've got the major issue here at the top, and then you've got people lying and creating drama, but they're not creating it over the major issue. They're trying to create it on every little tiny thing they can down here, which is why I said it was fake tea.
In other words, he doesn't want us to go back and look at the foundation of the lies and how he walked himself into the place of finally getting a lawsuit. He doesn't want us to look at the foundation of what actually went on. He's calling it petty little things, you know, these little things. Dude, your lawsuit happened way after the fact. And by the way, you dumb fool, the cease and desist that Betty sent would have been previous to any of you poking at JLR. Isn't that ironic? But go on with your bad self. Tell us all about it, Uni.
Right? So, the point is, anyone who says something even slightly negative about him, he's going to do the same thing too. Luckily, I've got my...
Doesn't even take the time to verify shit. He's just running with it still in the mind frame that JLR is the one behind it. Doesn't even take a pause or heed to somebody and say, hey, can you go verify that that's actually what's happening? He just runs with it. This is why Uni is on Kick and probably won't be showing his face much on YouTube, because Uni doesn't really have much to come back to. People see him for what he is.
My stuff handled. Now let's see if they're going to actually handle theirs.
He's got his stuff handled, but he claims that today that he has to see his attorney. He's got his stuff handled, but there's been zero response filed and he's still dodging service. Yeah, okay, Uni. You got your shit handled. You got married and got a puppy. Are we looking for participation ribbons? Like, yay, Uni became an adult all of us. What are we doing here, dude?
No.
And yes, I am going to be petty because I haven't got to drag a dumb bitch in a while on live. I've been doing my pre-records, trying to keep my nose clean, being nice. I'm so much nicer on their pre-records than I am. So I'm enjoying getting to drag a bitch. And I call him a bitch because, hey, you are what you are.
A fraud raiser? They're fraud raising it? Hold on a minute. I thought you couldn't do that.
They're fraud raising it. He's claiming that they're fraud raising it. Again, no verification of anything. His chat's just gaslighting him, and he's just running all over with it.
He didn't make no fraud raiser off that shit. Uni didn't make no content making money off that shit, even though everybody said that about me. Oh, really?
And look at what he's mad about. Uni didn't make no money off of... Oh, I knew this shit. He is so salty because he built the foundation of his story off of lies, and he expected that all of this other stuff was going to overcome that lie. Everybody was just going to hop on. We've seen it. He expected not to ever have to show proof. He thought he had credibility and influence in this community, whatever he's talking about, for a community, which is people from all over the place and different communities, kind of just all have similar goals of hating the exploitation. But okay. But he's so salty because instead of him getting supported like he expected, because he's this high and mighty misogynist anyways, he got called out for what he was doing, lying. But now Queen Bee is being supported and heels in the air because it's a complete crazy frivolous lawsuit. There is no fraud raising in it. There is no nothing going on. But Uni's excited.
Really now? So we're going to have another fraud raiser to bust. Nice. It's not a fraud raiser, Uni, because it wasn't. No, it will be criticizable because of what they said about me.
Dude. First of all, can you show us proof of any fraud raiser you ever busted? And can you actually call it what it is? Because it's not a fraud raiser. It's a fundraiser that has potential misappropriation of funds. You don't have any certificate, any participation ribbon that you can actually call it that, because you're nobody. Just like the rest of us. You're just an idiot on YouTube with a channel and a mouth. You ain't an investigative authority. You ain't nothing. So first, show us proof of the last fraud raisers you busted, because you don't get the credit for those either. The credit's actually due to other creators that you mirrored their work and called it your own. Here nor there. But he really is salty over the whole thing. If he's going to bust it, your research team is gone, Uni. Your research team's gone. You ain't going to be doing anything besides busting your head against the wall. That's about the best you can do.
And how they criticized me. And now look how quickly it turns. Look how quickly it turns.
She hasn't even gotten started.
I'm sure it's not going to be a fraud raiser. But, and maybe it wasn't Queen.
He smart to backtrack there, but you still said what you said and got all excited. And then you had a moment of, oh shit, I should probably say, yeah, you dumbass.
It might have been somebody on her panel saying the stuff that that I'm thinking of. But either way, we'll look at it and we'll decide what to say.
We'll decide what to say. We'll look at it and decide what to say. Who gives a shit what you say? You're not man enough to say it with your whole chest on YouTube, so nobody even gives a shit. Uni, stay on Kick running your mouth. That's where you are with your buddies. Maybe you and Molly should double stream. You might get like 130 views between the two of you combined.
But I do know that, you know, from a few of the clips I saw that I was shown, you know, it's very...
Yeah, and just for clarification purposes, I'll say that too. I guess not everybody probably has been following it. Most of you have. She hasn't asked for anything. She hasn't been served with a lawsuit yet. Betty filed it, gave it to Dolly to break. Then other people have went and got the paperwork and have reviewed it. Queen hasn't even been served with anything. She's not raising money for anything. She's not asking for anything. Burnt Toast made a community post and said, hey, if it gets to that point, I'll be one to donate to a fee. Like, the community is excited about it. I'm sorry. I mean, not for Queen to have to go through this, but Betty is showing her ass. So people are like sitting back laughing. The only one that thinks this is all this serious big issue is Betty. But Betty is making herself look completely foolish. And everybody's like, let's do this. You want to go? Let's do this. Thank you, Brianna. Just to clarify, though, she has not asked for anything. And, well, nothing that I've seen whatsoever. People are like, you know, here. That's how it works. She hasn't asked for shit.
Baby, 'cause I'm a thug.
All right, let's go. I was cracking up listening to this.
Very much easy to say that they were essentially allowing everybody. They were allowing people to support JLR. They weren't representing the facts of it.
You dumbass. Allowing people. How are we to control what people want to do? And first of all, nobody's supporting JLR. Nobody's even really talking about the lawsuit that JLR has filed on you. That's not really even a big deal.
Also, they were being very, how do you say? If I say anything, people are going to attack me for saying it. And that's why
Oh, poor Uni's in a full body cast at this point in time. Just call him like this because, he's been attacked so much. Man, I've never seen such a thin-skinned little biatch.
I don't give a shit. But they were being extremely disrespectful. They were making drama out of the fact that he was doing this to me while basically...
We were being extremely disrespectful. You don't deserve respect at all from anyone. You have degraded and mocked women. You have gone at anybody and completely made up malicious lies. You have lied to the point where I can't even keep up with how many lies. I've missed some of the big lies that you've told, and going back and watching it, that's all you do is lie. And you think you're deserving of anybody's respect. Get the fuck out of here.
Basically criticizing me to the point that, Uni's going to make money out of this and he's going to milk his subs for this and all this stuff. And when I did not do that, when I did the opposite of it, they never recognized me for it. They didn't, admit that they were wrong in saying.
They never recognized it for him. Oh my God. Do I have a sticker? Do I have a tissue? Oh. Here you go, Uni. Congrats. You showed your ass. I don't have like a piece of candy to give you. I don't have an award. I'm going to print you out a certificate. That's it. He didn't get any recognition. Recognition. He hasn't admitted to any of the lies or owned anything, and he thinks he's deserving of recognition. I don't even have 2 pennies to rub together for your time over here, dude. Like, what the fuck?
Saying that stuff. And whether it was a panel member or her, I'll have to check. But either way,
He's so dumb.
Yeah. Well.
Look how excited he is. Look at him.
Hello, Bill.
It's like he got a birthday.
Hello, Bill. How are you? I was just in Athens the other day, moving some furniture. Crazy world, isn't it? Small world.
Did you guys hear that? Did any of you guys hear when he came back on and talked about moving furniture, but he had to find other people to help because he physically couldn't do it because he's been sitting behind a desk and he's basically deconditioned after all these years? I said to Kyle, I said, I think that's your answer. I don't think he's going to come pack tile around for you. He can't even barely help it. He like had this whole whine about, oh God, it was terrible. I'm like, why do you admit this shit? It's good to laugh at, though.
Yep. But, the thing is, people should have been against him from the beginning. They shouldn't have been playing drama games within the community, trying to milk.
Remember what he says right there. They shouldn't have been playing drama games within the community. But he's going to acknowledge that he heard that I had issues a while ago. Just wait. But he thinks that it was just because of that there was drama in the community. No. He's going to use this to try and excuse his behavior.
Drama in the community. What they should have been doing is standing against him filing frivolous lawsuits. Because with the response of the community, I'm going to tell you now, that's what emboldened him. He files a...
Do you see how he's even bobbing his head? That emboldened him. Dude, calm down. And he filed that because how you lied about the cease and desist. You could have just here's the funny thing. There would have been such a simple solution to this, and Uni didn't have to burn his channel to the ground and like literally to ashes, burn it to the ground. He has nobody to blame for himself but that. He came out and lied about this letter, claimed it was a letter, a scary, threatening, handwritten letter. He threatened JLR that he was going to go to his PO over this letter. I mean, he had threatened him over the PayPal too, but he threatened him over and over again and was lying. And then he ignored the letter completely, claimed that it was, again, things it wasn't. And all he would have had to do was remove, I think, 2 videos. 2. That he didn't even have that great of views on, or it was not good content. It was actually everything but great content. He should have removed it right after anyways. If anybody around him is advising him and they advised him to leave that up, they're just as bad as he is. It was a terrible display and showed Uni for a very disgusting, vile creator himself. But he should have wanted to take those down. None of this had to happen to Uni. Again, BHB claims she sent a C&D to, BHB claims she sent the C&D to Queen. It was never served. I think it went to the wrong address or something, and then an email. There's like a whole bunch. There's no comparison in this story.
Completely frivolous lawsuit by definition, just provably, just looking at it, it's completely frivolous. And he does it, like I said from the beginning, to continue the doxing and harassment that he had been doing against me. Okay.
First of all, sorry, guys, I'm pulling a Uni today, but I'm trying to give context for the pieces that are missing, because if you're just watching this and people are not understanding what's going on, I'm trying to give a little bit more of like the broader spectrum, but I will get to it. And I'm sorry, I'm pausing. But he got it. Ugh. Becky, keep your mouth shut. Okay.
Okay. Making the doxing and harassment an entire campaign starting from the PayPal message up until today.
The PayPal message was never shown. Never shown. He is still never shown the contents of the PayPal message, which are private. That is not doxing, no matter which way you try to twist it, whether he was hunting for the private information to gather, to put whatever information he did in the PayPal, that is not illegal. To look up somebody is not illegal. You've never shown proof that there was any valid threat, any doxing. The story has changed of the contents of the PayPal so many times at this time, nobody has a clue. But no matter which way you twist this, it will never be doxing. And by the way, Jason, I'm going to call you that since you've been sitting out here for at least 4 or 5 years now, behind your full name, revealed your full identity, and you challenge people to do it. You're not afraid of the threats. You get them every day. I'm not misquoting you. Those are your own words. I challenge you to drop the bullshit and tell everybody why you're so scared and running like a little bitch. That's what I challenge you to do, because all of these games are out of control, but you're showing yourself on a big scale of what a liar you are. The doxing is non-existent. Stop being a crybaby. That's why you'll never be in this arena, because once you were doxed years ago and everything put out here years ago on this platform itself, you lost that. And then you used it as a part of your show that, oh, look at me. I'm all out here. There's nothing to fear. I'm such a big badass. And then as soon as you get in an arena where you can't take the heat, you try to hide behind it again. Own who you are. Say it with your whole chest and stop being a baby. Okay?
And now that he's been emboldened, seeing that, what will happen is that when he targets somebody with his shittery, the community is so petty and drama driven that they are going to basically, instead of calling him out, which is what took the power away whenever Molly doxed somebody, whenever Betty doxed somebody, whenever any of them were targeting people in our community, we all as a group banded together and called that behavior out straight across the board. We did not allow ourselves to.
That is not truthful, first and foremost. There has never been a standard, and unfortunately, that is something that is up and down out here. That's not a standard, though. 9 times out of 10 for the majority of us, if it's somebody's being doxed, we don't go republish that information because, first of all, you don't want to have to push the person to verify that it's them or not. It's none of our business. And secondly, unless they come out like I did and was like, yeah, here I am, it is what it is, and show you everything, that person is still allowed their anonymity. They can still be anonymous, and that should be fine. Most of us don't run and jump and make content out of other people being doxxed unless the person is okay with being told because they are who they are and they plan on, being what it is. But that is not the truth either. There's a lot of people that lead with respect before they just think of content.
Try to go to the person that was doxxed, look at little details about it, and then say, oh, it looks like they're lying. We're going to attack them. Or, hey, I'm going to make this claim about it and then lie about this so we can attack them. Yes, and milk that drama. Doing that is the smoke screen.
God, a liar.
That already, because you did not call out that behavior, which is calling out that behavior, is the thing that takes away their power in doing that doxing, bullying, harassing campaign.
And that's why it's such a big deal, because you lied. You lied. They weren't doing that stuff to you. You weren't getting a reaction. You weren't getting attention from your bullshit, because nobody's threatened by you, Uni. I hate to say it, but you're a liar. People know that, because a lot of people can identify when you're lying on them. So therefore, the facade goes away. They weren't poking at you like you wanted. So then you amped it up because you wanted to be a victim of theirs, but you didn't provide proof. Everybody else that has been doxxed, it's been very public. There's been no questions about the doxing. You're, again, comparing apples to fucking a kumquat at this point. I don't even know. Like, nothing even in comparison.
Again, this, him frivolously suing Queen, not only now, he's very tactical.
Sorry.
Because what it's going to do is expose the hypocrisy of the people that support Queen herself, and the people on Queen's panel. It's going to expose their hypocrisy. To him, filing a lawsuit is a frivolous thing that he can do, which he will have no consequences for, because he's never had consequences for filing the frivolous lawsuits. They've just slapped him on the wrist with basically bad boy.
Oh, God.
And then.
But didn't you claim to your audience that he's on on parole, probation, and he can't do all that stuff? So wouldn't this been handled easily if it is what you say it is? Didn't you contact his PO and they got him back in line? I mean, that's what you claimed you were going to do.
And, he just is because filing lawsuits is a civil right that we are entitled to. He's able to just do it again. And if they say, well, we need to take this right away from him, then he can go in and complain, my constitutional rights have been taken from me. And so they have to offer him some form of it and be very cautious with how they respond to removing his ability to file a lawsuit, right? So that's why the government side of it, through him abusing these jurisdictions and through him abusing these different, compartmentalized is the word I'm looking for, abusing the compartmentalization of how the system works and abusing
the compartmentalization of how. I don't have enough brain cells left to deal with this guy.
The fact that this is an unalienable right that he's offered, he's able to not experience an extreme consequence until someone he's doing this to goes in and actually applies the consequence to him.
Applies the consequence to him. So Uni thinks that Uni, who hasn't responded and has been dodging service like a little girl on the lawsuit that JLR even filed on him, he thinks he's going to be the one to apply consequences. Is that what he's leading up to here? I miss some of this shit. Woohoo!
Has to be argued from a person.
He is kind of the gift that keeps on giving. I will say his voice is fucking annoying, but this man just digs those holes. Holy shit!
Who he's applying this to, for him to get a consequence. That is going to cost that person money. That is why I myself have had to spend all this money in doing this to make sure that he.
Oh, he did not. He did not. So he literally hears rumors, gaslighting, not even correct information that JLR is suing Queen and Heels in the Air, which it's not JLR, it's BHB, but he's still on the whole thing that it's JLR, so we're going to give him that. But then he hears that there was money being given or support being offered to Queen, goes on this whole thing that he's going to bust their fraud razor. And now he's trying to claim that this has cost him so much money. Oh, the dry begging this guy does. He's like, I'm going to work that into my show because I need people to support me. They're supporting Queen Bee, so I can come out and ask for support now. Dude, you haven't responded. You haven't even gotten served. How has this cost you money? Please enlighten me. Where's the pain and suffering costs here? I need to know where they're. We're the ones with more pain and suffering costs over here than anybody else, Uni. And by the way, the foundation of your entire story was built off of lies, bro. That's what you're missing. I can't, y'all. I got a lot to say about this shit.
He does have consequences, massive consequences, walking away from this. And so next time that he goes to do this to somebody after we're done, he will not file the frivolous lawsuit, knowing that
when we're done, we're going to be the reason. The man spent like 10 years in federal prison, but you're going to be the one to teach him a lesson.
People are now emboldened to follow the process that others have in holding him accountable for what he's doing. But in speaking about Queen and the community reaction, he wouldn't have filed another frivolous lawsuit if the entire community would have treated what he did to me and my family, which was dox us from the beginning and harass us from the beginning in a targeted harassment doxing campaign that started from the first PayPal message up until today. Okay. And if the community would have called him out for that inappropriate behavior, right, and stood.
Yo, he's not even the one suing them. That's the best part of all of this. If you keep that in the back of your brain, he is going off and JLR isn't even the one on the lawsuit.
Against him on it en masse, I promise you, he wouldn't have continued. You notice that when Betty started to mess with me, or when Molly started to mess with me, and the entire community went back against her for it, she stopped messing with me.
I don't remember anybody going back at them besides pointing out the facts. There was like one person, two of your people, I think, that made videos in support of you, Menace and somebody else, I think. The whole community did not go back at Betty. He was actually upset because the community didn't defend him. Y'all, he's always said that he's a comedian, and I'll give him that today because he brought the laughs for me on this for sure. And I'm sorry. You guys probably don't understand how much I love this because he shows his ass and has made this so incredibly easy. So listening through all those pre-records is suffering, but this type of shit is epic. It's great comedy gold.
Betty stopped messing with me. Then when what's her name? Nonsense was doxxed and harassed by Molly. Everybody called her out, and it was a massive negative to Molly. No,
actually, that's not true.
Nobody could avoid the negative to Molly for it, so Molly backed off. When
that's not true. I mean, truthfully, it's not true. I never even showed everything she did on my channel. Like, I didn't go back at Molly about my doxing because I didn't want to republish it and continue to put Kyle's business out here until me and Kyle decided, fuck it. It's all here. You know, we're just going to be who we are. But that's not true. Uni, I think, is the only one that used my doxing as content. Maybe some of the antis did. I don't know. And a few other people, but most of the creators around us have respect for each other. So they don't go, like, we'll call them out for doxing other people, but they don't, like, it's just I don't know, like this, that's so fucking weird to me because we handle it in a respectful way that, yes, we address it, but we don't. Uni used that for content for a long time. Like, hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about, the difference.
Betty then gets a hold of the stuff and goes at her.
At least he separated them then. But again,
Betty goes at Nonsense. Everybody called it out. Everybody pushed back. A massive negative. And
we laughed. We laughed about it. A massive negative. What the hell? I need the whiteboard, Uni. Can you pull it out, please? I'm getting lost.
It also built up with Team YouTube against them for what they were doing. And because of this, it caused them to try. Not only did they have to choose other targets to go at, which they did if you look at what happened, but they also...
No, you dumbass. They just switched up the game. They didn't get the reaction that they wanted, so then they switched up the game. Their targets didn't switch. They just went about it in a different way. That's the... Fupa's on the run right now are amping up. They have not let anything go. They're seeking revenge, and they have all along. That's why they're doing the frivolous lawsuits. That's why they're trying to shut all of us down in the ways that they know how. They just had to switch up the game. It didn't change. Dumbass.
When they went at those other targets, if you notice, if you look at them, they were extremely different in a more, like, in a lesser way when they went forward in the future with what they did, knowing that the possibility of a backlash is going to be there, right? So when that community, the whole community that we had that was sitting there, you know, calling out and supporting the people that were doxxed and the people that were harassed and the people that were the targets.
Yeah, the victims. They're the victims. There's actual victims, and then there's the creators. Like, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, there's a way different thing. Like, when they're going at victims or the subs that they've attacked or the people, you know, that's a whole different story versus what's happening to creators. There's a big divide there. There's actual victims of these people, and that gets a huge response, which it should. But most of us try to separate them out, and because it's not the same. He's trying to be a victim again.
That was what we did. We supported Dre when Molly was running her campaign and Letitia was running her campaign. We supported Dre.
You supported her, right? You supported her so much that you tried faith manipulation to get what you wanted. You supported her so much that you tried to get so excited about an interview when she came back, even though there was not even any confirmation of that. And you announced it to the whole audience and put her safety at risk once again, because then they wanted to shut her up even more. So they went at her harder. But yeah, you support her, right? Okay.
When they decided to dox the people that were asking for refunds. We supported those people. We spoke against what they did there. That is the smoke. That also is what makes it more and more built up and noticeable. As I said the entire time we did this in our community, I said, as the community grows, as more and more people call this out, as more people tag team YouTube throughout the months and months and months. And if you go back to the very beginning, I said it'll take about 8 to 12 months and they will eventually get.
Oh, Uni's got that crystal ball back out again. He said all of this. He just doesn't know where it's at, but it will only take you hours. You yourself can go clip it for the low cost of your soul, your brain cells, and a lot of time. And to find out that he probably said it over the last 12 weeks over and over and over again because he knew he was going bye-bye.
Get either demonetized or banned by Team YouTube if we continue what we're doing. Now, that community, that thing is what I stepped away from. That's what I left. That's what I said. See ya, peace on.
He said, see ya, peace. When did you do that? I must have missed that. Anybody got a timestamp where he said that? Because all I heard him go is, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want me out of this community? Just tell me what you want and I'll give you what you want. What do you want? You want me out of this community? I mean, maybe in Uni logic and Uni speak, it's peace, bro. That's the interpretation. Gotcha. Okay. We got to figure out the translation here. I'm struggling.
When nonsense and others, at first nonsense, and as time went on, others jumped on the bandwagon. When they started lying on me and attacking me.
When nonsense and then the others jumped on the bandwagon. It couldn't have been that they had their own experiences with you lying on them. I mean, it couldn't have been. Everybody just jumped on the bandwagon.
I don't know if they thought in their heads like, oh, Uni only cares about money, so he'll never just, stop supporting the community himself, because then he won't be able to make money. You're wrong, by the way. That didn't happen. And also, I had told everybody the whole time that I would leave the community when it was either over or appropriate, and I did.
No, he did mention months ago that he would end up leaving the community because he was also understanding that people were starting to really see him for what he was. So he did switch it up and say, like, at some point he would be parting, because every time Uni comes into a story or a community, he mirrors creators. He does the same thing that he's done to a bunch of us creators. He does the same maneuvers and people finally get fed up with it. They call him out. He cries the victim. Everything's about everybody else. It's not him. A lot of the people he's gone head to head with, though, are extremely problematic in themselves and have a long past of lying. So there's not a lot of credibility to what people say about Uni previously. There's really not, because they've done this back and forth for years and they're all kind of the same. Uni saw it coming on a big scale, but the worst thing that happened to Uni was Uni couldn't take the criticism that he was getting from other creators, and he kept lying. And what the biggest mistake he made was pushing his own Uni fam away. That's the worst thing he did, in my opinion.
And I hate to say it, but I was one of the leading voices in constantly calling out and categorizing and historializing them doxing, harassing, and attacking people.
He had a solo,
right? And I'm not saying I was the only leading voice. I said I was one of the leading voices.
He really, Uni, come here. I'll pat you on the back, man. You really need that gold star. I am so sorry that you feel so. It actually kind of does make me sad in a way, to be honest, because this is a lot more deeper than I think any of us realize. But Uni, he wants to be recognized so badly because he doesn't really have much that he's proud of, unfortunately. And so things like this seem to be so big to him. So the whole inflating of the ego, he constantly needs that. That's just his narcissistic tendencies, in my opinion. But he thinks he's, anyways, he needs a constant you're doing great. You're the hero. He's got a very big hero complex.
And
In my
people
opinion.
started to support it. It's on the channel. You can literally go and look and see it for yourself. And that is what stopped Molly. JLR, on the other hand, now when he,
What? His leading voice is what stopped Molly. Molly's behavior caught up to her. That's what stopped Molly.
he realizes, oh shit, not only is Uni-doxx one of the leading voices in charging every day and categorizing and historializing all the doxing, all the harassment that we're doing so that it's trackable, so that it's findable, so that it's proven for Team YouTube. Now that he's out, now they're emboldened. But on top of that, when I dipped,
it wasn't even JLR, you dumb fool.
That whole community imploded on themselves. They all started eating themselves alive.
We're eating each other alive. Are you guys fighting with people? Is there fighting going on? Because I haven't seen any of it. I haven't seen any of us fighting. I've never fought with any of these creators that I still today have a great relationship. I've never fought with Heels. I've never fought with Queen, Rabbit. I've never had any issues with any of the creators around me. Kathy P, like I don't know. There's like a very big divide on the other side. Maybe he's talking, I don't know what he's talking about because the fights are in the bushes. Okay, I got it. I'm so confused by that because I haven't seen any of that.
Started to turn into little factions of who they support and who they don't support. That's what Molly did.
What? I have not seen this. Maybe I don't pay attention to everything, but I have not seen that.
That's what Betty did. That's what these people do. They gatekeep into these small little factions of who they support and who they don't support based on who they like and who they don't like or who they're jealous of or who they're not or who they're mad at the time, which, by the way, was never something any of us, when we were in the community, we never used those things as the dictator for what we talked about and what we did. And again, it's all proven on Rock a Lot. Used the behaviors of people as the indicator of what we were going to talk about. The actual,
No, bitch, sit on down because I'm going to say something now that I haven't said, but I'm about fucking fed up with it. When I came into this area, I won't even call it a community because it's such a mixture of all sorts of anyways. When I came around, this shit pisses me off. He did fine. He was doing his night streams at the time. I always have done like a daytime stream or when I was dropping videos when I started to go live. It was always like this time of the day. For a long time, everything was fine. He never changed up his anything. But then he changed up to go live exactly when I would go. And I've told you guys this before. Right after I would go live, have a scheduled live, he'd go 10 minutes before. He was constantly doing shit. Not only that, but Uni wouldn't make content. There was weeks where you could go watch what I was talking about. Now, you won't be able to find it from title-wise, but I would be talking about a subject. And Uni would either wait and go live after or the next day and almost verbatim mirror my content. I was the foundation of Uni's content for months. He mirrored me non-stop. It was so cringe to listen to him saying my own things over and over again. I dictated what Uni did for content for months out here. And then he switched it to Heels and Queen and Burnt Toast and Rabbit. He was everybody.
Dates of what was actually happening was what we were talking about. It didn't matter if we liked the person. That's why I had to apologize to Betty a couple times when video clips that were cherry clipped down went out, convincing people that she did something.
When video clips were cherry clipped down, it couldn't have been that Uni didn't do his own research and didn't know the context of the clips he was playing. So therefore, he blames it on the clip channels for getting the information wrong because he used that content and couldn't even give the context to what he was watching. Therefore, it's their problem. Oh my God.
Something she didn't do. This is why I had to be able to tell House of Williams when House of Williams made changes to her core content and how she asked for money after we criticized House of Williams. It was
after you criticized House of Williams, she changed up how she asked for money. Where is he getting this shit?
pretty obvious she watched our content, and the next time she asked for money, she dropped the e-begging and just let them know that if they wanted to support House of Williams, you could by these methods, and I don't want to e-beg you and blah, blah, blah. And
none of that happened. Wait, y'all, have I lost every marble I have? Do you guys remember that? Nana, right? Does anybody remember this happening? I feel like I'm losing my marbles. House of Williams has not changed up how she asked for money, to my understanding, has she? That's not even what Uni... Oh my God. She didn't change exactly, Nada. I'm like, what? She didn't change shit. Uni got a $20 super chat from her and went singing her praises. Oh my God. Yeah, he is rewriting history worse than Molly does. Damn.
I had to congratulate House of Williams, even though I didn't like House of Williams. I wasn't a fan of what House of Williams was doing, right?
What a liar.
And so because you're able to congratulate your enemies when they do something correct, that's criticism, right? The fail state and the pass state of what you're criticizing. Because when your enemy, when the bad guy, when the person you're speaking against, and again, I don't consider them enemies or bad guys. This is what the people did. And eventually,
Since when was House of Williams your enemy? Because as soon as she showed up in your chat, you got so excited and Twitter pated over it. You lost all sense and were like, oh yeah, no, everything's great, golden. You started going at your own chat because of it. What? Uni, the only enemies you have are like other random weirdos. Most people don't. Oh God, he is like, oh, I can't with him. Dude.
before the end of it,
happening?
they demonize the person instead of the behavior, which is cancel culture. They demonize, they don't go by the behavior. They didn't go by the behavior. It's all about cancel culture. It's all about giving a single person power, right? So now, because I can not criticize a person for the behavior.
It's all about cancel culture. Uni has only been calling out behavior, but Uni encourages his chat to go retweet stuff, mass report, mass flag. He teaches everybody how to do it. He tells people to do it. He was disappointed that a lot of us don't move like that. And yet, and again, I'm not saying here nor there, like there's reportable behavior that needs to be handled. Absolutely. But isn't that more, but now it's because he got called out as a liar. He's switching it all up. I can't.
Behavior with proof and evidence. I don't have to adhere to the standard of truth. I can basically designate whoever I want to be the person that we attack. It's not dictated by what that person did. What? Right? You follow me? All of these things factually happened. All of these things. And then the implosion, that implosion I talked about of the community, when we stepped away, right? The whole cave in, the whole people fighting, eating each other alive, this person going against this person. And by the way, that absolutely happened.
Who did that happen with? Name names. Who was fighting?
Because I didn't go and report on it doesn't mean that I didn't know what happened. Okay. I know what absolutely happened. And with all of that happening, that is why this man is emboldened to file more frivolous lawsuits. And of course he's going to target Queen. Why is he going to target Queen? Because he has been doxing, stalking, and harassing Queen since he first targeted her when we called him out for it. You remember when we called him out for it's actually what caused us to go in and start talking more about what JLR was and who he is.
And the irony of all of this is it's not JLR on the lawsuit. Not JLR on the lawsuit.
because again, we did that with Molly.
So now it's Queen's fault that JLR doxed her and that Uni went in to defend her, and that's how he got in the position he got. So once again, it's Queen B's fault. Queen B, you're at fault for this too. I'm joking, but this Uni logic is getting tough. I am so lost.
We do that with everybody. If it, we go in and we find relevant things about the person that relate to how they got to where they are or what happened to bring them to where they are. And then we go in and make sure that we detail that for you.
We detail that for you, not for content. We detail that for you. Like he's offering a service. Thank you, Cash. Oh, we need a button break.
Party all night, where we going, what we doing? House super clean, fridge on full.
That's how my brain feels. This is some insanity right now. Anybody else feel completely lost? His chat, he's barely got anybody in there, but nope, they're not saying a word, not one word.
We did it with Molly. We did it with Betty. We did it with House of Williams. And so when JLR popped up, why did he pop up again? Because he had doxed Queen and tried to take a thing about her past and lie about it. Remember, it was that she had sold cigarettes to somebody. And
oh, I missed some others. You guys, sorry. Mimi of 8, sorry. I missed yours too. Thank you guys so much. Cash, Mimi of 8, Brianna, Fit and Curvy, and then the 2 members, Susan and KB. Sorry, y'all. I will play buttons at the end. Okay.
Didn't check an ID. She didn't sell drugs to kids. She didn't do all the bad things that he accused her of. That's the cancel culture from him. That's the lying from him. That's the him stacking the deck against his opponent from him, right? That is the campaign of targeted harassment that he is wielding against his victim, Queen B, from the moment he decided when she had talked negatively about him, which she did, and she went against him hard for doxing her, right? And so him suing her is not a singular event. It's part of a harassment campaign that's been going on ever since.
He's not the one saying. He's so like, he's even starting to get red in his shoulders and his cheeks. He's so amped up. And it's not even JLR suing.
She gave an opinion on him and his behavior. He decided to try to dox her for it. Again, not being able to find anything in Queen's past that was worthy of a cancellation. He lied and tried to convince people that she sold drugs to kids or some shit. You'd have to go look. But you remember this, right? Well, I'm glad you do because it actually happened.
Some of that happened. But don't go watch what Uni says about it. Probably go to the source, Queen Bee, and watch those videos of what actually happened to her. Oh, this guy.
And again, the idiots out there who are trying to claim that I and my family weren't doxxed and harassed from that message forward, that it's not all part of the campaign, using the information that he looked up in the very beginning so that each of the actions and behaviors are a continuation of the first doxing event to now, to when he stops, which is the targeted harassment campaign, including doxing, including threats, including defamation, slander, and lies, all that garbage, right?
Uni, listen closely. I know I broke your heart a while ago, but this is not doxing. None of that is. Sorry. Okay.
The point that I'm making at the end of this.
Oh, he's finally got a point. Oh, Lord bless it.
If the community was still what it was before Nonsense and Julie and all of them decided that they would try to, for their own personal gain, for their own personal solving their own boredom, the other things they did, if they
I was bored.
It would have not played that game, causing the community just to stop and peace, which happened when we walked away. Because I haven't seen any of them continue the torch. They've all been infighting. Fact, seen it with my own eyes.
I think your prescription needs changed on your glasses if you saw it with your own eyes. I don't know what he's talking about. Who's fighting? Where is this infighting coming from and all this crap going on? I don't even. Maybe he's talking about like people from his old community and his Uni fam, because he's definitely not talking about anybody that I associate. I don't know. Maybe again, I'm missing it, but I think Uni needs a new prescription.
They've all been infighting. They've all been gobbling each other up. They've all been attacking each other. They've all been trying to attack me frivolously and failing at it the whole time.
Failing at it. Why won't you address? You asked me to make you videos calling out the problems that I had with it. I've made you 6 of them and you refuse to even acknowledge that they're there. You don't want to do it. I've been giving you all sorts of stuff to talk about. Not even being petty to you. I'm being petty today, but you've got all sorts and you won't even acknowledge it. Okay, Uni.
Hilariously. But the point is that emboldened him to try and do the same.
I believe I can fly. That's all I can think of when I hear this guy, because he's like the wounded little bird trying to fly away. Oh, he's like, get those wings going. I got to get out of here.
Same thing with Queen that he did to me, right? He thinks that the reason why I just said fuck the community and peaced out is because of what he did, which is not true. If you go back into my channel, you'll notice that I told everybody I was leaving, not when JLR did that first thing to me. I was already on my own, not in the community, just doing.
Listen up. Those of you that have watched what's gone on in Uni and his big whole facade of, I don't know what's wrong with Nonsense. Nonsense and I have such a great relationship. Just tell me what I did wrong. I don't understand it. It came out of nowhere. Listen up.
My show at that point, I actually left the community when Nonsense tried to attack me that first time right after Molly was banned. And it was just days after Molly was banned. Come here.
I tried to attack him just days after. So again, he's admitting that he knew I was having issues with him and calling it out publicly, because I was. But recently, because he wanted to act like he was the victim, he claimed he had no idea that I had issues. I'd never addressed anything. I never did this. He just caught himself up in another one of his lies.
Come here, bub. Come here, pup. Come on, Bubba. Come on, Papa. Come on, Papa. Come here, Papa, baby. This is my service dog. He is super awesome. He's going to be trained as a service dog by.
I wonder if his Uni fam knew that he left the community at that point in time, even though didn't they just seemingly go along with the fact that it happened out of nowhere all of a sudden? Nobody knew that I had issues, right? Funny how so many of them acted like this came out of nowhere and that I wasn't addressing concerns, but he just admitted that I had been.
The VA here in about a week. He's going to start. He's going to go with me everywhere I go, and he is going to help with my physical disabilities and my mental disabilities, because I do have physical disabilities too. Aren't you? Aren't you? Yes, you are, Bubba. Yes, you are. And you're going to sit and stream with me. You're going to give Busy a run for his money. Athens Bill, do you have his email?
Mini Aussies are the cutest damn dogs. When Dexter was little, he was just the littlest puffball ever. He's still pretty, but they are cute dogs for sure, but they are high strung.
Bill, I just don't know you, bro. Like, okay, that's fine, Bill. Look, just hit me at unirocktv@gmail.com, but you have to understand, we are being harassed constantly right now. Nothing against you. Nothing against you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a normal, nice person. I love meeting people. I love chilling with people, but right now I can't physically meet people while all this is going on. I really can't. But we can.
I'm just a nice, normal person. I can't physically meet people. Uni, are you scared? Do you need a bubble? What is happening here? I feel like Uni thinks he's a celebrity and he needs protection like bodyguards. What is happening? He cannot physically meet people. Oh, Uni, you are the gift that keeps on giving today.
Could set something up for the future after this all dies down, and I really wouldn't mind because, again, I've met several people that watch my show. We've never just talked about it publicly, of course, but I have.
Ooh.
So I've even had one person stay the night at my home for like a week, and it was awesome. And we did all kinds of cool stuff together.
I hope that's Rachel you're referring to, because
but Bill, if you just hang for a while, I'm sure we'll get a chance to talk and all that. Because I'm just a normal, chill guy. You know what I'm saying? I honestly am.
Why didn't you direct him to your Patreon to pay $100 for direct access to you? Why don't you just say that, Uni? Come on, dude.
Just a kind of person that I do appreciate people that watch my show. I'd love if there was a way for me to go and like put myself up somewhere like at a big city and just meet some of the people that watch me, even if it's just 10 of us eating lunch or something. I would do it in a heartbeat. And meeting just singular people. I've done it before and I'll do it again. But
don't try me. I'll do it again. Oh, this is worse than Molly and her fucking meet and greet shit. What has happened?
I do have to be respectful to my family. I do have children and I do have a wife now. And I do have a puppy. So yeah.
Oh my goodness, y'all. Sorry. I'm laughing so hard. I'm not even paying attention to the comments. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Let's be honest. Thank you so much. I'll play the annoying buttons at the end. Oh my goodness. Sorry, y'all. I'm losing it. I've completely lost it at this point. This shit is just how I'll do it again. I've had somebody come stay with me for a week. What happened?
You know, I have to just be extremely careful and cautious on how I do things because, dude, I don't know why there are such evil, nasty people in the world, but they're everywhere. And they think that I don't know that they exist or that I'm afraid of them. They think that because I talk to somebody in a Discord server, it's because I think they're the best people that have ever existed in the world. No, I am giving people an opportunity to stab me in the back. And when you do, you're going to educate me that you're that kind of person.
The whole Discord thing was him giving people the opportunity to stab him in the back to prove that they're the problem, not Uni. I feel like we just went back to middle school and are trying to figure out middle schoolers' drama fights. Like, that's what I listen to, but nobody's fighting with Uni. Uni's just talking to talk.
And I'm not ever going to talk to you again. Got me? So the stabbing in the back needs to happen. And it also should happen early with me knowing somebody. It shouldn't happen a year or two later. It should happen early on because you're not wasting my time at all. You are wasting your time because I would be in there talking to other people, right?
You know what a backhanded slap that is, though, to his subs that gave so much time in it. Oh, look at that pause. Can you guys see that face? Hold on, let me pull it full screen. Look at that pause. Look at the seriousness. He's speaking to somebody from that Discord. You wasted your time, not his. Actually, you wasted their time. And I don't know how they went along with half your shit, as long as some of them did. Some of them didn't know the extent of it. There's only like a handful that I would say that really knew the inner workings and how much of a liar you probably were. But to try and put the blame on them, like they did something, all you had to do was be honest. You're the one that ruined all of those friendships for this, Uni, for this, all for this.
I'm always talking to a group of people. So if you weren't wasting your time trying to play Discord drama games like a couple people recently that we know, if you weren't doing that, you wouldn't be wasting your time and you could actually do something positive. You're not doing anything negative to me by playing those games. Also, you are doing something positive to me because you're adding someone to my block list, right? You know who I'm talking about. So back to what I was saying, though.
Who got blocked? Who got added to the blocked list in the last couple of days? It had to have been one of the Uni fan members because he is bent out of shape, but he won't say it with his whole chest. He's playing that little game around, dancing around who it is, but somebody's got him riled up.
So these kind of things happening are not going, if people think that just because
thank you guys.
They I don't know, because they're hypocrites, that it's okay for them to criticize me to something, but then when it happens to them, when they get a thing, the similar thing that happened to me happens to them, when
the thing your guys' comments are they're not helping me at all. Look down and I'm like, oh shit, here I go again. Sorry, I've lost it. I've officially lost it.
that happens, and they make money on it. They allow themselves to make money on it, which I didn't do. They allow themselves to try to benefit from it, which I didn't do. I'm not going to be the one that uses that against them. It's going to be the tragedy pimps. And what's going to happen is the more that the debunkers or the people that were against the tragedy pimps hypocritically display themselves, the more they're just driving people to the tragedy pimps and putting power in their hands.
Y'all, he's so bent out of shape. He's like purple from this part of his body down and red from this part of his body up. Like he is turning red as he's going into this rant, and you can see it moving down. Like, I'm not joking either. That's how riled up he is about this. And the funniest part of this all is it's not JLR that's even suing Queen and Heels. That's not funny in itself, but I mean, Betty's showing her ass. But the fact that he was gaslit by his chat and just did all of this for nothing.
Okay. Now, my content that I do has nothing to do with them. I don't give a shit to go back to what I did. I don't care to not be in the space of exposing tragedy pimps. I don't care to not do that. Right? Especially when the majority of people who embody the community of people that are against the tragedy pimps are just as bad as the tragedy pimps, which they have shown lately. They're even, some of them are even worse than the tragedy pimps, which I don't even know how that's possible, but they did it. They did it.
I love it. Anytime you criticize somebody or call them out on their behavior, that's the instant flip. You're just as bad as the people you call out. You're just the same. That is him in that whole group of the extremes. They all, that's, I swear, it's every time. It's look, and then they try this like reverse psychology bullshit of like, oh, see, the only one that you're giving ammo to is the tragedy pimps. I don't give two shits what they say. Ever. That's never gonna weigh as an option. Oh my God, maybe I shouldn't call Uni out because it gives them ammo. No, wrong is wrong, right is right. Like, it's simple, but he makes it into this huge thing.
Right?
Hi.
I believe you, never believed Queen or any of them. Well, I don't even know the majority of what Queen and them said about me. Here's what you believe from me, right? Here's how much you trust me. 0. I've said this the whole time, though, because I'm not here to convince you of anything. I'm here to point you towards the facts. I'm here to point you towards where you can find.
Wait, you're what? Anytime somebody asks you a question, you point them to your previous video. That is nothing but you rambling in circles, and you don't show facts unless you're showing clip channels or somebody else's content. You don't. Okay.
Find the source and make up your own mind. That's what I'm here to do. And I've been here doing that since I started on the platform. I do not need anybody. And this is not against you, Bill. I'm just responding to what you said. So don't think I'm saying this against you, because I'm not.
Okay, y'all, watch for my community tab section. I'm going to repost the whole aquarium video today, the aquarium theory. I can't. This mofo claims that he's been on this platform being honest, being all of these things since the moment one. He's the best debunker, all of it. I'll show you some of the past.
Don't need anybody to believe me, because I will show you the source. Now, your opinion, is it going to be the same as mine? No. The majority of the time, it's not. And that's fine. That's why we have a YouTube channel, is so that we decided that we were going to take two different sides of something that was happening, and we were going to look at the facts that both sides have and give our opinion. And we were going to then listen to the opinion of people in the audience that want to give it to us, either through the comment section, through Twitter, through Discord, or some other means. So the point is, that's all we've ever done. When people go around trying to claim that we're doing something other than that in Discord, they're just lying.
Who the hell is we? We. Brianna, thank you so much. I think I have it. I think I do have it. I don't think anybody has read it out. Nobody's even been following that to my knowledge, really. I'm not sure though, Brianna. I'll check and see. I think I've seen it though. I really do. But I don't think anybody's shown it or like shared it or anything. Nobody over here that I know of, at least. Maybe some of the extremes have. I don't know. Again, thank you.
Baby, 'cause I'm a thug.
We're getting new buttons too, by the way, and I'm so excited. What up, Nunya? I know. Oh, I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know he's annoying, but this shit is funny.
To you. And I've proven that because my Discord is an open Discord. Anybody could come in, anybody could see how it works, anybody could give an opinion about something that's going on, and then anybody can leave whenever they want. Nobody is expected to be there. Nobody is expected to do anything there. Some people will volunteer to moderate, but they're not expected to do that. So my point in the end is, I don't care how many people do try to play those kind of like spy games, right? The whole thing about the GDC community and people that were in it was that they have had a charge against them that they are worse trolls than even the non-sec guys, and that they go to even further links in what they do against people than.
Bro, can you get over that? You guys just need to knock each other out and solve it and move the fuck on. I've never seen grown men act the way as some of these people do. It is absolutely insane. They have been carrying their drama, and every time he has to bring it up.
And some of those people did in the past. Now, I will go as far as to say that what we discovered with them, and I said
GDC stands for Great Debate Community.
This on Scope. I don't think I've said it here, but either way, what we discovered about the GDC is the majority of them are good people, and that there are a few trolls in that community that are either equal to or worse than Steve McRae, the non sequitur people, and all of those people. That's what we ended up.
So now what he's trying to say is people from his Discord who he called friends and family up until just recently, when they couldn't stand by anymore because he was blatantly lying to everybody and putting them in the middle of it. And at that point in time, you either throw your integrity to the wayside or you finally say what it is. And those people were pushed into a corner by Uni, nobody else, by Uni. So now he's trying to set up the whole thing that these people that have been around that have helped him completely had his back over bullshit are the problem. That's what he's trying to lead this all up to be. They're horrible trolls, even though they were in his Discord for years and super close with him. How quickly he flips the switch and instantly changes the story is insane. Hey, crazy cat lady. I probably haven't figured out what he's been talking about in like 5 months. But at this point, we just laugh because that's all you can fucking do is laugh. It's like, what is he even saying? I don't know. Hey, cocktails and crime. Oh, Nana, just believe him. Just believe him. Hey, Keith, good to see you.
Discovering from interacting with them.
No.
But in the end, you should freely know that when you come up into my channel, you're going to be given a source. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to laugh and joke while I do it. And then we're going to go talk about something else. We're not here to play those cringy games. If something...
You're going to be given a source. Says the man that never has sources.
If something we're doing goes to a point beyond that, we have failed. We have failed what we do. Because we're not going to provide content to that at that point. We're not going to do anything good at that point, and it's just going to be garbage. Oh, I forgot. Anyway, the whole reason I brought anything up, and let me see what time it is. I can't go late, but I am going to play Diablo for a minute, but let me finish. The whole reason any of this even came up, I got sidetracked because someone said Queen was getting sued by JLR, and I just wanted to explain to you, of course she was. With the way that community handled him doing what he did to me, he was not only...
Of course he is. It's not even him, but he just went on this whole rant.
Only emboldened. This dude thinks he can do it to anybody now, and he's desperate. He is desperate. Now, he's not just generally desperate. I'm sure, you know what? I'm sure he is generally desperate. I'm not here to make that determination. I'm here to know if he's desperate about his YouTube content, what he's done on YouTube being learned about by the majority of people. That's what he's desperate for. He actually does something where, I don't know if my dashboard's locking up. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. All right, buddy. All right, Bill. Look, if you don't hear back from me for a couple weeks, it's because of the lawsuit and stuff like that. Just stick around and eventually we'll talk, okay? Eventually.
Bill, he's not allowed to physically meet anybody right now. You just need to hang out for a couple weeks. Uni don't trust you, man. Uni don't trust you. He can't physically meet up with you. He can't have a slumber party. You got to table that for a couple weeks. He's in a little stressful position and kind of needs a bubble or bodyguards because he's in fear for physically meeting anybody and no longer is allowed to have sleepovers. His mom must have said no more.
Oh, it's Betty, not JLR. Okay, well, somebody said it was JLR, but it's the same point with Betty. It's the exact same point.
It's the exact same point. Oh, it's BHP. Oh, it's the exact same point. It's the exact same point.
No, I would bet you that even JLR will do it. Oh, I bet he'll come in and do it too. Right? I bet he'll come in and do it too. I bet it's just going to take a little bit of time because what did I tell you guys about JLR and Betty? That they are doing this together. It's a fact. They are. They are doing this together. They have been working together in this from the beginning. And if you need the proof of that, you can go to the first video that I did when they both did what they did on PayPal. They both
37 minutes in. 37 minutes in.
Dug the information up and doxed. They both doxed by sharing the information with each other and working in a group to share private information of people with known doxers themselves, each other, right? They both used that information and acted upon it in inappropriate ways from the beginning, not just what you know about, but other things. Well, some of you know about other things because I've.
Oh, you know about those things. You know about those things that he's talking about that happened to him that he's never shown anybody or talked about or anything, you know, but you know what he's talking about.
Told you about other things, but those of you that haven't seen all of that, yes, they did do many more things than just what is in the picture right now.
They did many more things that are not in the picture. I'm sorry, stick figure drawing man, artist. I'm really needing you to draw a new picture because I've officially ran out of space and I need a whiteboard explanation of all the shit that you've just spewed because it makes sense and it's great.
And they have basically what this shows and tells me is that they have just moved on to continue this little game of theirs. After what JLR and Betty did to me, because Betty was working with JLR in this from the beginning. So Betty is in the same boat as JLR. Remember, when I said that JLR...
Instead of just being like, scratch all of that, I was wrong. Sorry, I read my chat and I should have verified what was being said. Hold on, I got a little over. He is now trying to develop a whole new story. Oh my God.
JLR was desperate. What did I say he was desperate for? He's desperate to make sure that he doesn't get banned from YouTube. And he believes he's going to be banned from YouTube, not just because of me, but because of other people in our community. He knows that that community learned from me how they can tag team YouTube to have.
We learned from you.
Have somebody banned who is breaking YouTube's rules. He knows that it just takes time. Okay.
Oh, that's what this is, even though you claim that you were doxxed by JLR, which is not factual. But that was not even done on YouTube. That was done on PayPal, a completely other app. But okay.
Okay. Now he's looking at me and he's looking at everybody else in the community, and so is Betty. Absolutely, so is Betty. Betty and JLR believe that they are next to get what Molly got. They are taking steps, working together to try and prevent YouTube from learning about doxes and harassment campaigns they have went through in the past that are admitted to by Betty. She will go in talking about how she did these things to those people and laugh about it. And many of those live streams are live on her channel right now.
A live stream is live. Shocker.
Do I know? You already know how I know.
Oh, you want to know how I know? You already know how I know, you dirty little buggers.
Already know how I know.
Yeah, you got it.
And the thing is, they know that all it takes for Betty or
and doesn't explain. Y'all got it, right? Y'all get it.
JLR to lose their YouTube channels is for a YouTuber to go and categorize and historialize and archive what they've done, put it into a time frame, right? So when they doxed this person, they started doing
Uni. Oh man, you suck at timelines. Can we just be honest?
this. Here's the video of her gloating and admitting to it. Here's the video of her proceeding with it to that same person and doing more things to that person using the YouTube platform. So here is, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. And here's how Betty did it. Now, JLR did the same thing. And he knows that if a YouTuber archives that and puts it out and many people learn about it, they are going to not want those people continuing that bullshit on the platform. They're going to be motivated by people to go to Team YouTube, tag Team YouTube, and get Team YouTube's attention. And like with Molly, it'll start and have to work its way up the queue of Team YouTube's job load or workload or whatever they call it. And once it gets to the point that a person at Team YouTube can look at the facts of what happened on their platform, then they'll start to observe JLR and Betty like they did Molly.
Okay, you got all that? Okay.
When those first 2 strikes went, remember the first 2 strikes that Molly got? Remember that? Remember that Team YouTube then was paying attention to Molly. She got 2 strikes, and they basically said one of two things are happening. From Team YouTube's perspective, they said to themselves, one of 2 things are happening. Either 1, this person, Molly, is doing all of these things, or 2, it just looks like she's doing these things. How do we tell the difference? And so they started to watch what was going on. And when they saw Molly target this new person with the license and hold it up and do all the other things to that person,
that's not even what happened. Molly had a strike on her channel, was gone for 7 days, came back, trans bashed, was horrible, did horrible things to Mallory, got reported. Yeah, there's no proof that it was just about the license. There was a whole lot of things that led up to that, but I guess Uni has a crystal ball and has visions of what the conversation was like with YouTube. He's in their heads. Okay, I'm sorry. Forgot. Uni-logic people
stepped in and yanked her channel. Okay. Among many other things that caused them. There were other things that caused them to yank the channel. I'm just using the most popular, the most known thing that happened there. Now, that is what is going to happen to JLR and Betty and the rest of them. I've seen YouTube, decide not to ban somebody. Like if Molly would have, and I told Molly this for how long? 6 months. Molly, if you stop doing it, apologize for it, be on your best behavior and just do content, they might not ban you. Now, she didn't do that. Now, Betty and JLR had that option too. Obviously, they're not doing that.
Molly, you should have taken his advice. You'd still have a chance. Uni, did you get a certificate to be a life coach now too with all this advice you give out? That's so great.
If someone's being sued by Betty or JLR, if a YouTuber that talked about them is,
I can't.
They're not doing that. Absolutely not.
Ooh.
They're doing the opposite. They're continuing. This is all these 2 people do outside of their content. It's what they do. I mean, it's just look at how they do this stuff to people, and then look at actually take a look at it, and then ask yourself, how do they have time to do all of this plus all the other garbage that they do, right? Not only that, Menace just reported to all of us that JLR just stalked, what are their names? The Watts family, went up to them and doxed private information of theirs that he is required to not put.
It was the Wells family. The Wells family, not the Watts.
On his content, and literally held the camera at that information so that he could harass and share and
God.
mess with them, that family. Uploaded it to his channel, and when he got a backlash for it, he yanked the video, according to Menace's new video. Right? You heard about that. If you haven't, you got to watch Menace's last.
The way he's still trying to plug Menace, I don't know what's going on there, but this is like a little boy that got his toy taken away, and he's like trying to encourage people to give it back to him, and he's like, I have no idea what's going on.
Video.
Oh my God.
The Wells family. Thank you. Yes, the Wells family. I didn't want to say their name because, of course, I'm going to say the wrong name. It's just how I am.
He doesn't.
I'm gonna mean the Wells family, and I'm gonna call them, the water bottle family. I don't know, because it's both. A well contains water, and you drink from it, and a water bottle does too. And Uni's stupid.
You didn't need to say all that to tell us you're stupid. Sorry, bro.
That's Uni's brain. Oh.
All right, Fred. Is he done?
But, before I get going, real quick.
No.
Yes. So when I saw that Julie was lying again, trying to perpetuate drama again with lies about me and my channel and me and her, I just told her, I went into her chat. I said, I have tried and tried and tried with you. And
was anybody in Julie's chat? I know some of you guys follow Julie. Did this happen? Is this factual that he went into Julie's chat and said this? That he tried and tried and tried?
You will.
If you know, let me know, please.
Not stop lying or whatever it was I said, but it was to that effect. And I said, I'm letting go. I'm done. Goodbye. Goodbye.
So long, farewell.
Agreement that I had was that I would let Julie come and talk on my channel. Does anybody know what the agreement was? There was an if. Anybody going to be honest and admit what the if was? I would let Julie come and talk even on my channel if she took my points, my major points, and honestly responded to them. Okay?
Point A, you're a liar. Point B, you're a liar. Point C, you're a liar. Point 1, you're a liar. Point 2, you're a liar. Point Z, you're still a liar. Nothing changes, dude. We can go through the whole alphabet and throw some numbers in there too. It's all going to be the same. Okay, let's go.
So let me give you a news flash. She didn't do it. And yes, when I told you guys that I check in with my mods every 3 or 4 days in Discord, because I have not been using Discord, not since JD came through his big lie fit and tried to take private people that don't publicly put themselves out and blast them on someone else's channel as a
She offered him the link even. Oh my God. I'm going to have to go watch that.
Form of harassment, doxing, and intimidation, just like Spackle does. No, I stopped using Discord. Before that, only checking in every 3 to 4 days. With the mods. Now, I checked in with the mods because I needed to know if Julie had responded to what I asked her to. I didn't think she'd do it right away. I'm not stupid. I know she already has content that she's going to do. I just didn't know that she was so desperate and lazy and exactly what people say she is, to the point that she was just going to keep lying about me. But that was her content, lying about me, attacking me. So,
hey, you know who's lazy? You claim that you have all these clips of all these things that we've said, and you have yet to show a single thing. You want to talk about lazy? Why don't you get to? You demanded that I respond and point out my points that I've have issues with. I've given you 6 videos. Why don't you start breaking those down, Uni, and explaining to us what they mean? Stop deflecting. This is such bullshit.
Does she want to come talk on my show? Well, if she does, she's going to take the major points. Now, by the way, I made sure to repeat the major points in a short, concise way several times in that stream. And yes, it's public on Rock a lot right now, and you can go watch that so you know that I'm not lying to you. Making sure to give her what those, main points are so that she could respond to it. I made it easy for her, unlike what she did for me. And did she go and get my major points? Did she go and take them and respond to them? And honestly, she can make fun of me all she wants throughout it, because she at least just give her response to my main points. I can even remember one of the main ones. Why was she telling people that I lied about the letter being a threatening letter about my life and stuff like that, when I said that the letter was as threatening as it could be without directly being threatening? And that is still true about that letter too.
Liar, complete blatant liar. And we have watched you change the story when you first got that lie or the letter, and you said it was threatening. Your mom was so scared, and you have gone back and forth. Don't wait, Uni. Part 7 is all for you, with many of your lies back to back and the threatening and all that stuff. You are such a blatant ass liar. It's disgusting. You should be embarrassed. You are 43 years old. It's about time you fucking act like it, because you're out here making choices to continue to lie. You've already destroyed your credibility. You have nothing to come back from. You're not coming back from it at this point. Like, you might move on and find other people just like you to take you in. But the lies and the foundation, you cannot twist it on everybody but you. You are the only one that's, oh, poor Uni. I wasn't lying at all the entire time. But look at everybody that has called you out for different things that you've lied about. But we're all wrong, not Uni.
To this day, for many reasons that I never withheld from you. But what she did was lie so that she could make drama and get clicks and views and rile people up, right? She said that I said that the letter was threatening my life and all this garbage, and I was trying to fool people or something. It's impossible for me to do that when
you claimed you were scared and you had to go get an RO and file a police report. You won't even have slumber parties. You're so scared. Or was it because your mom said no more?
Day that I fucking told you guys about the letter, I said, and I quote that quote that I just said to you. So because she didn't respond to my major points, that's just one of the major points. And because she didn't, attempt to do anything any of the stuff I asked her to do, which was simple things. Answer for these simple lies you told, and I'll let you come talk on my show. And by the way, yeah, she's going to have to do that logically before I let her come and talk on my show, because if she doesn't do that, it's just going to be
before I allow her. A
bunch of arguing about her lying her ass off. So I was being kind, letting her respond concisely without it being an exchange before she came, so that we could handle the most contentious parts, not one-on-one against each other, but with time to logically think about it, put it out there, solve the major issues, so that when we sat down and talked, it would be a good conversation. She decided not to do that.
So in other words, she has to come to the point in her mind that she throws out all common sense, all logic, and bows down and says that you're not lying in order to be allowed to come on your show. Because basically what you're saying is you're so thin-skinned that if you can't control the conversation beforehand, and if you can't manipulate somebody beforehand, and they're not going to play your yes woman or yes man sitting next to you, they're not allowed on your show. Gotcha.
So I didn't have her come talk yet. If she wanted to come talk, why didn't she just do that and then reach out? She could publicly tag me on Twitter after doing that, and I would have talked to her. But
she
decided to instead literally just attack me for a week or two, lie about everything.
Didn't he block her on Twitter? I could swear he blocked her on Twitter. Maybe it was T-Spiracy. I thought he blocked one of them.
And then tell everybody that Uni is ignoring and Uni didn't keep his word about talking to me or something, which is a lie, Julie, and you know it. You know that that's a lie. So goodbye forever, Julie. Fuck off. You are exactly what people told me you were in the beginning. You are exactly that.
But if you go back just to part 5, I think part 6, he was singing Julie's praises and she's the best creator. Go sub up. She's all about facts. She's Uni. Wow, you have shown your ass.
There's a reason why you were a cater for all that time. We just learned.
Now he's taking a shot at the caters. What?
What it
By the way, I didn't even know Julie was a cater. I had no clue because
was, unfortunately.
Oh God. What?
All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's see if I can do about an hour of this and get some leveling up done.
Let's see if he goes into
here we got to.
I think the rest is just gaming. We'll check the end and see if there's any hidden gems. He likes to go on rants at the ends of his videos a lot of times.
And that sucks, but I've been using them too long. All right, let's get back to town so I can log out because it's late.
He's got a bedtime.
It keeps crashing you out?
I do.
Seems like it's doing okay for me, but it's just probably bugging for you.
Come on, tell us good night.
All right.
Oh well. Okay. Well, there's that, y'all. Thank you. I thought so. I forget that kick will loop. Holy shit, the bed. What in the hell is wrong with him? BHP, Petunia, what would you like to talk about? I'm not going to break down a whole lot of her stuff today. I've pulled out, I already started going through them. I pulled out a bunch of clips of hers that I've never gone over or done. I don't really do content on BHP very often, but I'm going to because I'm not going to make it like a full thing like anybody else. But they're going to get a little attention because you want to come out here and file frivolous lawsuits like that. Let's be honest, there is so much that we can, like, for every one of her, and I think that would be really interesting for somebody to do. I don't know if somebody will take the time to do it, but for every one of her accusations, we can find one that's probably worse that came from Betty, almost in the same realm. Like, there is so much she has done and said, threatening people, calling people. I mean, she just does so much. I mean, they all do, but I really think that Heels in the Ground should take Uni on a part of their team. I've heard they had openings. I'm sorry. I think, I really think that if this lawsuit goes anywhere, I don't think it will. Oh man, the entertainment that's going to come from it. Yeah, Petunia, I'm going through everything and finding stuff. I have some interesting ones that, I mean, we might as well just show what she's really like. She don't want the heat, but yet she walked right in and said, here we go. Oh, hers is a complete, I think we should do a side-by-side comparison of hers and JLR's because they're nothing alike either. It's crazy. Just so you guys know, I think, well, Rabbit did the breakdown of the full thing. She went through I don't think she went through all of it, but she did go through some of it. We'll see. Queen hasn't even been served anything yet. So I'm not going to jump the gun on anything. I don't know if I'll ever go through the whole document. I'm not big on that stuff. You guys know that. But I might do it in a different way. I might take some of her points and find videos for it. We'll see. I am going to finish out my Uni-doxx series, though. Like I said, today's birthday day and tomorrow's anniversary day kind of thing. So you guys probably won't see me much until Wednesday. And then I'm going to finish out the Uni-doxx series. I've got like multiple things going on, but I want to get them all set. Wrongo, right? I know. Oh my goodness. I was laughing so hard though. I'm sorry. I found that so funny. The fact that he literally got so excited and was like calling it a fraud raiser, saying it was Queen's karma. Meanwhile, being completely wrong about who was even with it. It was just wild. Thank you all for the birthday wishes too. Oh, and thank you for the memberships and the renewal memberships and the new members. Hold on, I owe you guys a button. Thank you guys.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got
Thank you, Tiger Talks. It's like the good gotcha day. It's my gotcha day. We make a big deal out of little things, but like that's a big one. You know, I don't know. It's cool. It'll be fun. And the funniest thing is the little one for dinner tonight, she asked if we go to this place. It's like a family restaurant because she wants a grilled cheese and fries. That's her favorite thing to eat. She's very food sensory. So, or she has very different tendencies with the food, but that's all she wants. But she wants to go to this one specific restaurant for grilled cheese and fries. So that's what we're doing. So, oh, yeah, Tiger Talks, especially in this arena right now. Absolutely. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Monday. So just laying out the week so you guys kind of know. I'm going to finish out the Uni-doxx part 7. Then I'll probably segue and do a couple of Betty videos and put some of those out. I'm going to try to get them out in like pre-record shorter ones. And then I will probably come live Wednesday or Thursday. So, oh, she's saying goodbye, Uni stuff. Another 10 minutes. Cash, you got to go watch Rabbit's stream and see where you were mentioned. Well, you weren't mentioned. She just got a screenshot it and she pointed it out. We were laughing. And then, yes, we've got a whole lot of stuff coming up. Oh, and by the way, somebody asked me again about the stuff that happened this weekend. No, there's still, still seen no confirmation whatsoever. So that's that. And we're just keeping it moving. It is what it is. All mods must hide. Now during BHP. Oh, shit revival. Yeah. I forgot. She's going after mods. And I don't know. We all have all these bosses. There's like, we work for this person. It changes. They got to keep us updated of who we're actually working for. Because I don't know who is my boss, but they're not giving me a paycheck. Just joking. Totally joking, but it's constantly out here. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Go touch some grass or smoke some if you got it. Bye.